Hi everyone. Today's project is going to be applesauce. I got these apples from an orchard here in Virginia. It's called Williams Orchard. It's in Flint Hill. And that's where I got my peaches, and I was real happy with them. So while I was visiting a friend on Saturday, I think I'll stop at the orchard. So anyway, I got a bushel of stamen apples. And today I'm going to make some applesauce and can it. And then I think I will also, this is just a small portion of the bushel. I think I'm also going to try and make some apple pie filling to can. So just thought you might enjoy coming along with me while I do this process. One of the first things I wanted to do was just kind of wash them off a little bit. These aren't store-bought apples, so there isn't any wax on them like you typically find in a grocery store. So I'm just kind of rinsing them off. And then I'm going to use one of my gadgets, which everybody's seen one of these. But it basically, you clamp it down and then it will peel your apple and core it and slice it. So it makes quick work of that process. So once I get it all hooked up, get it ready to go, I will show you how well it works. Okay, well, I've tested this, and now I'm going to show you how it works. You take an apple, any apple will do, and first of all I have to release this lever, pull this back. This is the mechanism that you put the apple into these prongs. Many of you probably already have these, but I love kitchen gadgets, and if it makes my life easier in the kitchen, I'm all about it. So put that on the prong, make sure it's centered, and then all you do, start turning the crank. And as you'll see, it falls off. I obviously didn't get that centered. Okay, now I'm going to show you how we use this apple peeler or slicer. First of all, you have to move this little lever back, get it back to the front. I tested it already, that's why you see pieces of apple on there. And then you have to get it centered in here really well. Once you get it centered, you just start turning the crank. Hopefully it's going to cooperate with me this time. There we go. As you can see, it peels the apple, it cores the apple, and it also slices it. So since I'm making applesauce, I mean, I could have done this in a food processor, but I want to do it this way. What you have, then, is the core right there, that you get these really nice little apple rings that you can break apart, throw in your pot with your lemon juice, and cook them down. These apples are really good. They're stamen apples. They're nice and tart. Isn't that kind of cool? I thought so. Something I'm not real happy about that's come back from the summer is stink bugs. I'm not happy about it. But for now, they're outside, so that's a good thing. I'm just sitting here, peeling my apples, coring my apples, slicing my apples. But actually, this is making much easier work of it. And I think the chickens will like the peel. At least that's what I plan to do with them, is take them down to the chickens. Core came out with this one. I think they'll like it all. All I've been doing is kind of cutting. If I get any stray peels, I just cut them off. And that's not happening too often. But yeah, stink bugs are bad. I noticed that the other night. They're outside, but they're trying to get in. Here I thought we got rid of them all, because I hadn't seen any all summer. But apparently not. So I have to go on stink bug attack again. These apples are really, really tart and really tasty, but they brown really quick. So I've got them in a pot with water and lemon juice to try and keep them from browning until I get ready to cook them. So I'm planning on filling this pot up. I've got a lot more apples to go, but it smells good, and I think it's going to smell even better when they start cooking with all the spices. Okay, all of the apples have been cut up, and I now have them in this pot with some sugar, brown sugar rather, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, allspice, a little bit of everything, and kind of season it to taste. So they're starting to cook down, and then I'm going to give it a taste, make sure it tastes the way we want, because these are really tart apples. So I want to get them right where they're supposed to be before we can them. Okay, it's cooking down quite a bit. He's in there talking and doesn't realize I'm recording. Nothing. Anyway, I'm going to be mashing these with a potato masher pretty soon. Getting it to the consistency I want, but this house smells great. Okay, it's ready to can. I got my jars ready, and I'm just waiting for some water to boil because I'm going to use my steam canner, which this has a dome that comes with it, but you fill it with like 6 cups of water. Sorry about the hippie music in the background. And then steams them. So that's what I'm going to do tonight, this first batch of applesauce. Anyway, I say that too much, don't I? Moving on to the next step. Alright, I ended up with, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze, 6 quarts of applesauce. And this is the steam canner I was telling you about. You just fill it with like 8 cups of water, and then it has this dome that you put on top. It's a lot easier than a water bath canner, and for things like this, it works perfectly. It's got a little vent hole right here, and one on the other side. And so I kind of turn it away from me, naturally. And when that starts to vent, about 8 inches of steam coming out, then you start timing it. So that's as easy as it gets. It's a lot easier than a water bath canner, in that you don't have to try and use all that water, number one, and tote the water to the stove, because it's pretty heavy. Not to mention with the cans in it. Anyway, we're going to go see what Sammy's been doing. So, what's Sammy been doing?
Today, I'm shelling lima beans.
Let me see.
See, these are Marcy's lima beans.
That's right.
Marcy had a corn patch and a lima bean patch. And my job today is to remove the beans from these pods that God has placed them in. So, I like it because it's Sunday afternoon, it's a beautiful afternoon. I can sit on my tuchus, no bad smells, no heavy lifting. I'm at peace. I can sit here and have a dip of Copenhagen and enjoy the day.
That's it?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Alright. Alright, I ended up with 6 quart jars of the applesauce, and you'll see pieces of apple in there because we like it chunky. So we did taste it before I canned it to make sure the seasoning was the way we wanted it. And they're just now starting to pop, so I think for the first batch it was a success. I can't talk today. I do have about 3/4 more apples to go through because I did buy a bushel. But there's our applesauce, ready to put away. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.